Century Man channel is kindly sponsored by Lost Art Games Stevenage. Unfortunately, we're in Tier 5 at the moment and the store is closed. What is this, you ask? Well, stay tuned and all will become clear. Welcome to 2021 from the United Kingdom in lockdown Tier 5 and also self-isolation day 2 as I'm waiting to have an operation on my left shoulder 20th of January. So yeah, here's something I did not expect to be doing the first week of January. Well, now into the second week, but you'll see what we're doing. My plan was, and I might as well make this an update for the year coming, was that I've got the 28mm American Civil War Crusader miniatures to paint up and get them going for a Rebels and Patriots army. And I've got the Fallschirmjägers for the Ops Sea Lion / Chain of Command / Bolt Action Platoon. We're finishing off the 10mm American Civil War, and there lies a story now. And we're still finishing off a little bits for the infamy, so that's still there. We've still got some Congo figures to finish off, but not very much, so I've just got to finish the basing for those. What else have we got? Yeah, what else are we looking at? Oh, yeah, there's more French Indian War. I've got some from Galloping Major, which was a recent Kickstarter to do, and we'll see where we go. But what is this? Well, if you've been looking at the Twitters and the Facebook, you will see that Warlord Games have released epic battles for the American Civil War. And there's been quite a fervour about it on different sites. Some good, some bad. And I must admit, when I first looked at it, I wasn't 100% with it. Thinking, well, it's not 15mm, is it? And it's not 10mm, and it's not 12mm, because those are the sort of sizes that are in play. However, what have I been doing? Well, let's have a look at the sprue first. It's obviously plastic, so you get your bases to stick them on. And the bases are 60mm by 20mm deep for the infantry. The artillery goes onto this one here. And I think these are for the cavalry, or the commander in this case. And on the sprue, you'll see I've been playing with them. And if you're a follower of me on Twitter and Facebook, then you'll see that I have been painted some up. And that's really what this video is, to show you what they look like. So we've got a mix of hats and keppies, and that was one of the moans about people that, well, Union are all keppy, aren't they? And that's what I thought. But were they? Do we really know? Would they have a mix of hats on campaign by the end of the campaigning season? Some of them were pretty ragged, so we're not really sure. But you get 10 on a sprue. And the way that they're done is a little bit tricky, so let's see if we can change it a bit. So here we go. 10 on a sprue, and you get some with water bottles, some with not. You get your artillery piece, and you get your officer. The details, not bad. It's not too bad. I'm working on some bolt action stuff in the background for Ops Sea Lion. But as you can see, I'm not quite sure what those round things were supposed to be. But I've painted them black anyway for the Union. So let's have a look. So that's a sprue. You get 5 bases of infantry, 1 artillery piece, and 1 commander. And that was on the front cover of the War Games Illustrated. It came with it this month. So let's have a look now at some of the painted figures. I'll show you what I've been doing and the stages that I've got with some of them. Okay, here's what I've got on my painting desk at the moment. and this is 4 stands and 10 figures each. They're not taking too long to paint up. So far what we've done is we base coated with GW Cantor Blue. That's hitting it with the finger. So GW Cantor Blue for the jacket, and I've went all over the gun, over the face, over the equipment, and then on the bottom, on the legs, I went for Thunderhawk Blue and give that an all over. Once that was done, I then started to pick out the detail over the top, so I used Scrag Brown for the rifles and for the water bottles, light grey from Vallejo for the blankets, and then black for the straps, and then I washed it with Agrax Earth shade. I should have done the rifle tips before doing the Agrax Earth shade, but didn't on these ones. But that was using Army Painter plate mail. So gave them the wash and then highlighted the Cantor Blue with Vallejo Prussian Blue, and the legs with Thunderhawk Blue and a bit of off-white in it, and the light grey I just went back over the blankets. The faces and the hands, oh yeah, I did mean to say, I did put on Bugman's Glow on the face only prior to the Agrax Earth shade. But then, once they were all done, I went over the hands and the face with Army Painter Barbarian Flesh. That was it. So that's these are at the stage now where they've had all that done and they're waiting to go onto a base. So let's have a look at some I've already finished. Now this is 3 bases with 2 ranks on each base. And I think actually this size is far better than having them, as Warlord games are saying, as having 5 bases. This works quite nice and probably will work quite nice for most of the rule sets that you think you're going to use on this grand army size. So this is a finished unit. The flags I printed off from the internet. There's a if you put in Google in free American Civil War flags, 15mm, then you'll come up to a site, and I printed some off. I had to downsize them though to fit the banners, the standards on these figures here. So a unit there of, well, 60 figures. And I say I started these on the 2nd of January. And I've not been sitting at my desk painting for hours and hours. So yeah, I'm pleased with how they come up. Let's pop them into line. Now in line, you can imagine them in companies going forward. So I think I was a little bit sceptical before painting them up, and now that I've painted them up, they're not bad at all. However, what am I going to be doing? Well, that's a tricky one, because for last year I've been working on the 10mm, so I've got 10mm terrain and I've got 10mm figures. What do I do? Let's have a look at the 10mm in relation to these figures, because these are supposed to be 13mm, 13.5mm from foot to eye level. So let's have a look at how the 10mm compares against them. So 10mm as opposed to 13.5mm. Interesting. So that's mine. That is my sort of loadout for my 10mm units. So that would be a whole unit for my game. And I've got to say, um, it's Warlord games have sort of spoiled it for me. Because I really like the look of these new ones. The scale and the size. But anyway, am I going to be changing to do this from now on? No. I'm going to be sticking with my 10mm because I do like them, really I do. And I've got an awful lot painted, so I could put them on eBay, but I won't. I shall be keeping these because I don't think I can face painting up so many more American Civil War figures. Which then brings us to the point that if you are new to American Civil War, or you're at a big scale 28mm and you want to start small epic battles, I think you are going to be well served by the games, Warlord Games figures and their box sets, because the price of the numbers that you're going to get is a real good value. So let's have a look at the Confederates. Not got as many as the Confederates painted up, so this is the one stand of infantry that I've done. I did buy a Second War Games Illustrated, and that will give me a similar set of figures for the Confederates to the Union. And you may think, well, if you're not going to do them, why have you done that? Well, obviously to get the 5 stands for the black powder side that Warlord Games are running with for their rule set, and also have a 5 stand of Confederates for them. But I won't be keeping them, and I shall paint up the Confederate batch, and it will be my 2,500 subscriber giveaway. That's what I've decided to do. I'll paint up these two lots, and that'll be the 2,500 subscriber giveaway. We're around about 2,400 now, so it's pretty close, and it'll give something to for people to be interested in, I think. So, Confederates, painted them up, base coated them in Vallejo primer, like a grey, sort of a light grey, and then red for the, I think it was scarlet for the blankets, straps black, water bottles brown again, scrag brown again, use the old Agrax over the top, and then highlighted. The leggings, the legs are a sort of a powder blue, foundry paint, and I've lost the label off the top, so you can find similar paints to do it. So yeah, our Confederates started and the Union almost finished. The basing material is the Vallejo earth texture, brown earth, with a dry brush of Sandry dust from Games Workshop. The flocking, I've got no idea where it came from. I've just had it for a long time. So I think it's about 2mm size, with a little bit of a mix of colours. Being plastic, they're a little bit okay. But there we are. Faces are tricky, you need a very small paintbrush for it. But from a distance, it works okay. Well, I think Warlord Games may be onto a winner with this. I can't see it really working for people who have established collections of 15mm and perhaps 10mm and 12mm. However, if you are starting from scratch, these are really good, and I think they would serve the purpose really well. A really nice little product, and I know that they will be building upon it in the future. So yeah, overall I think a thumbs up for this. For me, no, but for other people, a good move. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the little look at it, and take care, keep yourself safe, there'll be some more videos coming up. Hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. It'll be interesting to hear your thoughts in the comments below and what you reckon to them. Did you get them in the Warlord Games Illustrated? And are you going to be picking some up from the starter boxes? That big set looks quite a good value. Anyway, take care until the next time. See you soon.